Hello, and welcome back to Epic Life Creative. I'm James Browning, and this week I again want to talk about church influencer marketing. And you're going to want to check out the article that we have in the links below, in the description below. And I definitely want to mention, before we go too much further, that I'm not really a fan of the term influencer marketing. And honestly, I don't know that many people that are. However, if I don't use that term, no one's going to find this video because keywords in SEO are important. Stay tuned for upcoming videos to find out more about that. But suffice it to say, churches already have a problem with renaming things that they don't like the jargon on. So then everyone's totally confused and nobody knows what you're talking about. P.S. If you want to rank your church locally, use the term Sunday school on your website, even if you call it something different in real life, because people search for Sunday school more than they search for whatever you named your children's ministry program, kids church thing. So anyways, back to church influencer marketing. Church influencer marketing, there's kind of three ways for churches to get started in that. And we go more in depth into some of the important things you need to do at the very beginning with all of your marketing or communication campaigns in the article. But so we're just going to skim over that in this video here. But I do want to say, make sure you're measuring everything. If you're not measuring, then you don't know how to fix it, and you don't know how to improve it, how to do better, and all that. So measure everything. Measure twice. The first method that you can use to get started with church influencer marketing is the easiest. It's just to find influencers in your area and hire them to promote your stuff. That's it. It's as basic as it sounds. There's obviously a lot of problems with that. Number one is you have zero relationship with them when you're doing this, and usually that means that they could be promoting your Sunday school on one post and then their bikini shots on the next, and that's not necessarily a good look for your church. That being said, it is the easiest way to get started, and interestingly, it tends to have a little bit of a snowball effect, meaning once word gets out that you are using influencers, then you'll have more influencers contacting you. I recently did a campaign for a client, and the very first day that we started running sponsored posts, we had 2 more influencers reach out to the client. So I recommend, if you do this method, have a policy in place for the people who are going to reach out to you, and be ready with what you have in mind. And sometimes that kind of works out where you start off with a little bit of a higher budget, but after you have enough people interested in working for you, you can kind of lower the budget. So method number 1, influencer, just hire regular influencers. Method number 2 is to find people in your church who are already engaging with your social media. Basically your amplifiers. So if you are involved in social media, and if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're already going to be aware of who your amplifiers are. These are the people who engage with your content, the people who are already giving you the most bang for your buck. And so all you do is equip and enable them to continue to do that and to do it better. Even going so far as to give them content to post rather than doing it directly from your page. This has a benefit of posts from friends and family do better than posts from businesses. So that is a benefit. But the downside of that is that with amplifiers, you're already kind of reaching that audience. So they've already been sharing your posts. They've already been doing a little bit of that. And so you're not going to be breaking any new ground by using them. It can be cheaper though, and it is encouraging good behavior that we want to see from church members. So The third method is definitely the hardest and takes the most time, but I would argue is probably my current favorite approach. Now, someone may take this idea and improve it and make it better and change it, and that's great. I hope you do, and I hope you tell me about it so that I can do it too. But as with all of our church influencer marketing ideas, I hope you steal these ideas. I'm not worried about being put out of business because someone's taking our insider secrets here. We're here to spread the gospel. So we want to make sure that we have the best tools and resources available. So the third method is to create your own influencers, to build them up from scratch. And I found the best way to do that is to create a content hub. A website that I would call a content hub is separate from your church website and separate from like churchy topics per se. So what I would do is in your community, find the type of topics that really resonate with the people in your community. So if you are in a college town, college topics, especially if your college is known for a particular subject, engineering or philosophy or something along those lines, like gear it towards your college town. If your town is known for a particular industry, gear it towards that. Or, for example, if your town has a particular demographic. If you're in Miami, there could be a lot of Cubans, there could be a lot of elderly people in Florida. Arizona is the same. Or in where I'm from, what we did is we looked and we saw that there's a lot of new transplants moving into the Nashville area. Nashville, Raleigh, Austin, Denver are all kind of similar demographics in that way. And so there's a lot of young families moving in. We did some demographic research and found that the young professionals move to places like Los Angeles and New York and Atlanta. And then once they kind of hit their career, get married, start having kids, decide that that's too expensive. So they move to places like Austin, Denver, and Nashville. And so we have all these young families moving in. So we started a blog that's geared towards moms. So there's a lot of young moms here, there's a lot of young families, and a lot of these moms don't have their moms or their grandmothers around to help them with common parenting questions. So we started a mom blog. And instead of me writing all the content for a mom blog, obviously, what we did is we put the word out and had area moms contribute articles. So if you're an area mom and you have your own blog or your own, maybe you're doing an online boutique or an Etsy store or something like that, and you want to promote your own content, a great way to do that is to write for someone else. So we provided that opportunity for them to write. They write an article, perhaps a recipe or tips for moms or things to do in the area, things like that. And then they can promote their content in their bio. So it's very useful for them, and we get lots of great content. And then we also augmented that with writers from our own church who are going to add our church's perspective on things. And so the content is moms, is parenting, is mom life, basically, hashtag mom boss. And now we get to add content like if a mom's on our site looking for what to do on a Wednesday night, our VBS is on there, our kids program is on there. If the mom is looking for a way to get to meet new moms in the area, if she's new and looking to make friends, our MOPS program is on there. And so now all of a sudden there's a very organic community that this really ties well into our women's and children's ministry at our church. And because mothering is a popular topic in our area, the website actually gets more traffic than our church website does. And so that's just the content hub. All of the writers now are acting as influencers. They are sharing their own articles because it's in their interest to do so, but also sharing the articles of other moms who write for the site. And they're doing it because the better the site does, the better their own interests are. So it benefits the entire community, and it's a great way to add add value to the church by tying this in. It also has the benefit of, for those of you in church leadership who are nervous about having non-staff members write for the church, it has the appeal of being one step removed from the church. So if some mom writes on there something controversial about essential oils or something like that, it's not the church saying it's essential oils, it's that mom and that website, again, separate from the church. So this relieves a little bit of the church of some of the liability concerns that they might have, and is a great way to kind of build up the community and build up your own influencers. So in the short term, it has a much greater time cost. It takes time and effort to build this up, but in the long term, it has a much lower financial cost. We started spending a little bit of money to advertise to get writers. I believe we spent $50 on Facebook to get about 10 writers. And in yours, depending on the size of your town, it may cost more or less. And depending on your church, you may be able to find 10 writers right off the bat in your church. So in your women's ministry. So that was a great start. And we're always looking to expand our writers. We're also looking for new ways to benefit the community, other churches or nonprofits in the community that our church supports. We are able to promote them on our website and on our social media, and it's turned into this big marketing channel for us, and is working out very well so far. So those are the three easiest ways to get started. Number one is to just hire an influencer. Number two is to use the amplifiers on your current social media. But number three is to build your own influencer network. And again, number three I found to be the most useful for evangelization, because now we get to have meetups for moms. We get to have, have an indoor playground at our church. And so we can invite moms over to have a meetup there and then have a way to connect and promote them with some of our other churches' ministries. So it is one of our better digital evangelization tools. And I highly recommend considering that if you're looking into church influencer marketing. So if you have any questions, as always, feel free to contact us and let us know. If you have any questions about running a mom blog, feel free to contact me now that I've got so much experience with that. Yeah, good luck. And if you have any of your own church influencer marketing tips, leave them in the comments below or contact us at Epic Life Creative. We'd love to hear that. And again, we're really here to share different resources and tools and techniques for sharing the gospel. I hope you have a great day.